Hello again. As you can see, 79 Shovelhead has no engine, no transmission, no oil bag. All of that stuff has been stripped. So today, the plan is to get the rear end removed. Get the rear wheel, brake, shocks, swing arm, electrical, all that stuff undone. So then we just have the front end left to deal with. Some of you are probably wondering what happened with the other engine. I know I talked about taking it out and that it was going into a friend's bike. Well, it just so happens that my friend needed a place to work on his bike. So we have it here and the motor is currently in it. We're not done putting it back together, but it is part of the project. And I'll show you that bike real quick. This is his 1972 Shovelhead. On the 72, it had 50,000 original miles on it, had very little work done to it over the course of its life, and needless to say, the motor was pretty tired. The bike's in pretty good shape. It's been around a long time, but it's ready for a rebuild. And my buddy wanted to ride the bike this summer while the motor was being rebuilt, so we made a deal where he would pick up the motor that I had and take his motor and get it totally rebuilt. So the next summer we can reinstall his motor and put it back in his bike and it'll be back to original. But let's get to this bike and get it tore down. Start by taking off the tail light. Try to get some of this electrical unbuttoned here. Trying to keep the wire harness as intact as possible. We'll undo these bottom shocks next, get the rear end of the bike up, we'll pull the wheel, trace the wires back and be able to get that harness undone. I should be able to lift the bike up from here. Didn't quite have the jack back far enough. This rear axle out. Just a little bit further. Wheel out of the way. The wheel's out of the way. I'm going to bring it back down. These shocks off next. I set a short 11-inch shock here. Next we'll work on getting these fender struts out. Some really nice incorrect hardware on there. this side, I will unhook the brake light switch. Those are painted in place. That rattle can paint job sure came in handy for a few different things. But I guess that way they weren't coming off. Work on the other side here. Pretty neat carriage bolt there, holding everything in place. Can't say I've seen that before. Bunch of stacked up washers in between the fender and the strut here, holding everything in place. Of course, this side is held in place with a carriage bolt. So I might have to hammer that one out. Nice long bolt there. Pretty intense. Well, that one bolt, that wasn't too bad. Fender should be free here. There's all my washers. Alright, and the fender is out. Next we'll get these fender struts off. Alright, upper shock bolts off, upper struts off. Get some of the stuff back together. Now get to the other side. Almost enough twisted off by hand. It's close. Two fender struts off, two upper shock mounts out. Next we'll get this caliper off. Those are ready to go. This caliper unmounted here. I guess to give me a little more room, we'll take this rear set off. Now maybe I can pull this enormous cotter pin out. Pretty neat there. I guess in a pinch it works great. Again, one of those many things that I have not ever seen before. Haven't run into one like that. It's the first time. But I've seen a lot of firsts on this bike. And that's how it is. I mean, if you're out there working on something and maybe something fell off on the road or wherever, you know, you had to fix it, and maybe that was the only thing that you had around to fix it. We've all been there. Probably had good intentions of going back and fixing it properly, or maybe they didn't. Never know. Get this brake line pulled, and that should be ready to come off. Put that clip back in its place. It's in pretty nice shape. Still has the rubber on it. Probably might be a replacement, might be original. I'm not really sure, but it's in good shape. I think it should stay on the swing arm. One more on the bottom side there. In between working on this bike and working on the 72 there, I've been ordering parts for my 48 WL. I ordered all the wheel bearings and all the fittings and whatnot to redo the wheels. Got tires, tubes, rim tape, all that good stuff. So I'm getting ready to put those back together, make a video on that. Also ordered all the parts I didn't have for the Springer and got the Springer painted. So once I get the wheels built, I'll start on that Springer. I'll do a video on that too, so you follow along the process. The goal on that bike is to get it into a roller, so that way I can roll it around the shop and move it around while I'm sourcing parts and fixing things. I know the motor, the connecting rod, the rod bearings are shot. I mean, they're really bad. So I do plan to get those redone, replaced. I haven't torn it apart far enough to see how bad the rods are, if they're good or bad, or you know what the issue is. But there's a lot of play, which makes me believe it's the bearings. But I haven't had the motor apart. There you have it. One nice bullseye or banana caliper, depending on what you like to call it. This thing's in really nice shape, and it actually works really well. I mean, for what it is, for 1970s technology, it works well. I was surprised that the brakes actually worked on this bike. You know, typically they don't, but these ones did. Since that pin came with it, I'm going to put it back, and when this goes up for sale, whoever buys it will get that pin. They can laugh at it too. I'll get this other rear set of rear pegs off, and we'll get the swing arm out. That'll be the next steps. Alright, rear pegs are off. Now, we're going to get in the swing arm part here. chair has been around a while and it's seen a lot of use. Bearings are getting kind of shot in the wheels. I know I need to find a replacement at some point in time. Not exactly sure what to buy or where to go to get one, but it is on the list of to buy things I'm saving up for to be able to buy next. Alright, pivot pin out, just get it moved up too. Drop the swing arm out of the way, pull it around from the chain, and we're free. Looks good. Pivot pin back in the swing arm. I like to sell those together when I sell them. If I have them, sometimes I don't. Often when I get parts from parts lots, I don't get some of the little things that come in a full bike. The adjuster's back in. I'll put the axle back through. Alright, the swing arm is all set. Now all we have left is the front end of the bike. So I think I'll reposition the jack here. I will undo the straps and we'll start pulling the handlebar controls and the headlight and whatnot from the front of this bike. We'll pause for a minute here. Not sure exactly what's going on with my batteries. Freshly charged GoPro brand battery. Didn't even make it through an entire video. So it died. I had to go replace it. This is as far as I'm going to go for today. This is where I wanted to be this afternoon with this bike. Next time that you see this, we'll be taking apart the rest of the front end, completely stripping the frame from the wiring and all the grime and debris that's on it. I'm going to take the parts that we took off today and I'm going to put them all on eBay. If you haven't checked out my eBay page yet, it's Rocky's Chop Shop. I've been selling on eBay for a long time. I've been full-time at it for a few years now, since 2020. It's how I provide for my family. It's how I make my money. It's how I, pay for this business here and these bikes and these builds and all the things that I do. So if you're looking for vintage Harley-Davidson parts, check me out. See if there's something that you need. I don't have everything, but I've got a lot on there, and I try to keep the page as current as possible, and I try to put new things on all the time. I'm always buying and selling parts or bikes or pieces or whatnot. I'm always on the hunt. So feel free to check me out. But anyway, thanks for watching today. We'll see you next time.